Welcome to another episode in my business coaching series, where we're pulling back the curtain on what coaching is, what it isn't, and how to decide if it's right for you. Today, we're talking about how to choose the right business coach. Imagine you need heart surgery. Would you hire the best general physician in the country? Of course not. I mean, they're an incredible doctor. They're just not the right doctor for your situation. I think business owners make this exact mistake every single day. They don't necessarily hire bad coaches. They just hire the wrong coach for what they need. And today, I'm going to show you how to avoid making this frustrating mistake, because choosing the right coach has very little to do with how many followers they have or anything else, and really everything to do with whether they're helping you solve the problem that you actually have today. Hi, I'm Matt. I've spent over 25 years building companies as a serial entrepreneur and through Beyond BST, helping small business owners navigate their real operational challenges. If you're interested in videos that are geared towards helping you with real small business issues, give this video a like and subscribe to Beyond BST. And if you have a topic you want covered, let me know down in the comments. That's one way we determine what videos we're going to make next. Welcome to the channel. In a previous episode, we talked about whether you actually need a coach. Today, let's assume you've already answered yes. Now comes the hard part. How do I choose one? And unfortunately, this isn't like buying a laptop. You can't just compare specs. You can't just sort by ratings. And the most successful coach on Instagram or in Google reviews may be the absolute worst coach for you. Years ago, I was talking with someone who had built and sold the exact kind of business I wanted. They were incredibly smart. But after a couple of meetings, I realized they weren't helping me become a better leader, or they were basically just helping me build a copy of their old business, not the one I wanted to build. And after 25 years around businesses, I realized there's a framework for this. And every time someone hires the wrong coach, they skipped one of the next 5 questions. This is where almost everyone starts backwards. They find the coach before they define the problem. That's like hiring a contractor before deciding whether you're remodeling a kitchen or fixing the foundation. There's very different skill sets there. Are you struggling with marketing or sales or leadership? Maybe hiring or cash flow, operations. Maybe you're struggling with buying a business or starting your first company. All of those are completely different problems and really may have a different coach. And different problems require different expertise. This one gets a little controversial. There is a tremendous value in experience. If I wanted to buy an HVAC company, I'd probably find someone who's bought an HVAC company before and seek their experience. If I wanted to build an Amazon business, I'd look for someone who's built Amazon businesses. Specific experience matters, but experience alone doesn't guarantee they're the right fit. So don't stop there. This is where people get trapped, because sometimes you're trying to solve an industry problem, and maybe sometimes you're trying to solve something else. Let's say you own a plumbing company. You might think, I need a business coach with experience in plumbing. Maybe. But maybe your biggest issue isn't plumbing. Maybe it's delegation and leadership or communication, accountability, or how to build systems. It's just like coaching in professional sports. A basketball player might have a shooting coach, but he also has a strength coach and a nutrition coach. And then there's the overall head coach. They're all coaching the same athlete, but kind of different parts. Each different coach has a different problem to solve. In the same way, many problems exist in almost every business. So suddenly, the best plumbing coach in America might not be the best coach for you. That's why it's so important to really understand your specific problem. This one really hits home for me. Some coaches have an incredible system, a playbook, a roadmap, and every client gets that same system, whether really it's a solid fit or not. And sometimes it might be appropriate for the situation. But most of the time, business isn't that simple. The best coaches I've worked with didn't tell me what to think. They improved the way I think. They challenged assumptions. They asked better questions. They helped me see blind spots. And that's so much more valuable than just blindly copying someone else's plan. So not admire, not follow, but trust. Eventually, you're going to have a difficult conversation. You're going to hear things that maybe you don't want to hear. And if you don't trust them, it's not going to sink in. You're not going to listen. And if you're not going to listen, well, then you're just wasting your money. Sometimes the best coach on paper simply isn't the right personality for you. And that's okay. There's one more thing. Sometimes the right answer isn't coaching at all. You need a consultant. If your accounting system is broken and that's not your thing, hire an accountant. If your warehouse is inefficient, maybe you hire an operations consultant. A consultant solves today's problems. And remember, a coach helps you solve tomorrow's problems yourself. The best example I could think of was when I was a little kid. I often helped my dad with issues on his computer. Sometimes I would show him exactly what I was doing. How to change a formula in Excel, or maybe I moved a frequently used folder to the desktop so you could find it easier. But there were other times I told him, don't worry, I'm just going to fix it. Because it was a one-time thing that he didn't need to learn, or it was a new issue that once it was fixed, it wouldn't show up again. And choosing the right kind of help might be the most important decision. We talked about that in a previous episode. Make sure to check that out if you need more clarity. Here are a few things that make me slow down the process. When coaches talk about guaranteed income claims or pressure to buy today or just pressure in general, they talk far more than they listen. They think they already know exactly what's wrong with your business before they've asked you a single question. They promise they can help everyone. They can't explain who they're specifically best at helping. All of those are red flags. Because remember, nobody's right for everyone. You're going to be working closely with this coach. Make sure you actually enjoy talking with them, or it's not going to work. Hiring a business coach shouldn't feel like hiring a celebrity. It should feel like hiring a guide, someone who's far enough ahead to help you, but also humble enough to understand that your situation isn't exactly like anyone else's. The right coach won't just improve your business. They'll improve the way you make decisions. And good decisions are going to compound for the rest of your career. Next time, we're going to kind of flip the camera around. Instead of asking what makes a great coach, we're going to ask what makes someone coachable. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle isn't the person sitting across the table. It's us. It's the expectations we bring into that relationship. If this video helped, please click on the like button and subscribe for more videos geared specifically towards small business owners and the issues we face every single day. Oh, and let me know if you have a chance. Let me know down in the comments. Have you ever worked with a business coach or maybe a consultant? And was it worth it? I read and respond to every single one of the comments. I love having those discussions. Thanks so much for watching. Now, as we always say, take a breath. You got this. All right. What's next?